Hello, I'm Dr. Roderick Little, Director of Bands here at Jackson State University. So the atmosphere of the vet is literally second to none. By being a part of the Jackson State University fabric and families as a student and now as a director, I've had the opportunity to experience it from many different levels. And it's something that you just cannot recreate. I don't care if you're a part of HBCU or the PWI. And so when you mix the Sonic Boom of the South and the football team and all of the synergy that we create amongst each other and between each other, you're not going to get that in any atmosphere or any stadium. We have an outstanding team with Coach T.C. Taylor under the leadership of A.D. Ashley Robinson. We are all coins to make sure that we elevate the profile of this illustrious institution that we all love, which is Jackson State University. And so when you mix the energy of the Sonic Boom of the South and when you mix that grit and that swagger of the Jackson State University football team, that's going to cause an ingredient that you cannot recreate anywhere else. And then I didn't even mention, when you sprinkle the atmosphere of the vet with 60,000 fans of our alumni, all of our friends and constituents of Jackson State University, all of those elements coming together, that's just something that, again, cannot be recreated. And we want to make sure that everybody that's connected to Jackson State University, they go out and they support our student athletes and also make sure that we support our student musicians as well. So we're coming to a stadium near you, the best stadium in FCS. It's the Jackson State University Sonic Boom of the South and the Jackson State University football team. You can purchase your tickets at gojsutigers.com/tickets. Don't miss out. We want to see you there. Go Tigers and love the Boom.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million, September to August. Let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
It's been great to be back in camp. We're going on week 3 right now. Got a good football team here in place. The guys been competing at a high level. Got close to probably about 104 guys right here on campus right now. But just a good carryover from how hard the guys been working all summer long. They've been doing a great job of it. We got some really explosive players on both sides of the ball. Just working with the chemistry now. New coaches here on both sides of the ball as well. But been a great camp thus far. It's one that I had a big question mark going into this season about. It's the linebacker group. Our coaches have done a great job of recruiting those guys. There's some players over there that's really stepped up. Ashton Taylor, Reed Pulliam, those guys are playing at a high level, as well as Austin. But that was the one big question mark going into the season.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, Hump Day. What's up, TD?
Hey, how you doing, Ken?
What's
Tiger
up,
Nation. Man? Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, happy Hump Day, man. Hopefully you guys have been able to really get over the hump and had a good day, man. We got a pretty good action-packed show for you guys tonight. I'm so back and forth, man, that I literally I had scheduled the time for Central, but exactly the Pacific. So if it didn't pop up on your notifications, I started it at a time that it probably would have shown. But hopefully the numbers will get up here in a little bit. It's all good. We got about a good 22 minutes preliminaries before our guests come on. Looking for a good show. How you doing today, bro? Thing good?
Yeah, man. Day to day. A little tired, but I'm pushing through it. I mean, it's life.
Yeah. Same here, man. Back on the grind, bro. Got back, and then did the other wide receiver come? What other wide receiver y'all talking about? Zoe doing just fine, y'all. He doing just fine. Yeah, he doing good. Might pop up tonight. He might pop up tonight. Just working. Y'all know how it go, man. Schedule getting a little crazy as we get ready to get the football season back rocking and rolling, man. But the other wide receiver, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, all the players that are on the team are on the roster. If you go to the roster, you'll see everybody out there. The running back coach is talking about that on the interview. No, a wide receiver, that's that wide receiver's here. The wide receiver's here work practicing and everything. You're not gonna see no announcement though. So just go look at the roster. It's out there.
Tailgate Anonymous. What's going on, Mr. Frederick?
Let's jump into these preliminaries real quick, man. Listen, hey, real quick, y'all. So the pre-order for merch is still open. So the website is still taking pre-orders through Friday. I extended it. As soon as we go off pre-order, that's when folks start asking for t-shirts, man. Oh, can I still the pre-order going for 2 weeks? Still open. I extended it. So go and grab the t-shirt if you haven't already. Go to KC-1400, KC-1400media.com and grab your merch, man. Grab your merch. Listen, friends of KC-1400 Inc. is our foundation. Go to Givelify. If you want to donate, get that tax-deductible donation, man. We're doing a lot with this foundation, and we need your support, your financial support, in order for us to do some of the initiatives that we got going on. What's the color for Monroe? Is white. We on the road. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, Cannon Toyota Vicksburg. Shout out to them for channel sponsor. Listen, every time we on the road is white. Every time we at home is blue. It's pretty simple. We can have a red out. You still gonna wear blue. Y'all know the first game of the season at home is the WC Golden Classic. That's a red out. Usually in October you get a pink out because of breast cancer awareness. Latter part of the season you might get a black out. It's blue and white. You never can go wrong on the road with blue or white. There you go. But shout out to Cannon Toyota, Billy Clay, and Greg over there. What's up, brother Cubit? How you doing, man? Auto Masters. Go to www.automasters06.com. Brother Tim, I'll get with you guys at the end of the week on what we're working on. Got something pretty cool coming down the pipe with Auto Masters in our partnership. So looking forward to that. But if you're looking for a vehicle, 601-927-7794. Hit them up. Shout out Rex. Looking forward to getting these it's almost that time, man. First one up gonna be Southern. So second home game of the season. We're looking to get that internship secured for a particular student. Then we'll do it in Houston, and then we'll do it again versus Pine Bluff. TD, I stole this from you. I like what you put up there, man, your card. I want to do this for Miss Doris, man. If y'all looking for some cookies, go to Siraj Sweets, Miss Doris Balo. 601-831-1241. Hit her up. Y'all saw her work. Y'all saw what she can do. She got some amazing treats and goodies. You went through that box yet, bro?
You went through that box yet? Hey, I'm still slowly working my way through it, man. I can't, I don't want to overdo it. Huh?
I said you gotta pace yourself, bro. I gotta do the same thing.
Yeah, man, because I'm still trying to work it out a little bit. So yeah, I'm pacing myself.
Yes, but if y'all saw the type of work she do. She does ship. If you're looking for some amazing treats, the hell with Tiff's. We're gonna go to Siraj Sweets. No, we ain't worry about Tiff's. Tiff's is a national brand. We're going local. We're going home with it. 601-831-1241. And shoot her email.
Doris, I gotta reach out to her for
Doris
birthday,
Barlow,
man.
Doris Barlow 18@gmail.com. Shoot her email, or you can go to her website, Siraj-s-suites.myshopify.com. How them cookies taste? They taste like yummy goodness, bro. They taste amazing.
They taste amazing, man. They really good. Like I said, I got to reach out to her for a cake, man. So I did post a card in the video, man. I like putting that out there like that, man. Got a lot of feedback on it. Yeah, it always
Hey, it is, man. Hey, but let's
I had to live it.
Hey, listen. August 24th. Listen, not this weekend, but next weekend, y'all. I pinned the link. Listen, the link is in the chat. It's pinned to the top of the messages right now. It's pinned to the top. So click that link and go ahead and grab your tickets for Committed, the Experience. We're going to be over at the convention complex with Coach TC Taylor and staff hosting this football fundraiser, man. It's going to be the last official. This is the official kickoff event. We hope to see you guys there, man. It's going to be from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Have food while supplies last. Have Reed Enterprise will be in the building selling merch. So if you got to get, pull up, man. Convention Complex next Saturday. Y'all know this Saturday you got the merge, but next Saturday. But I want you guys to know that the link is in the chat. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, click that link. We're pushing hard to get them ticket sales up, and we want to see you in the place to be, man. And then the next day, you got the Fan Fest over at the Lee E. Williams Athletic and Assembly Center from 4 to 6 p.m. So if you don't catch us Saturday night, you can catch us Sunday afternoon over there at the Lee E. Williams for the Fan Fest. Looking forward to it, man. So make sure y'all click that link and grab your tickets. That's right, brother Sylvester. What's up? Countdown to the greatest show on earth. Tiger football. Gotta love it. Hey, tonight, we got a JSU Hall of Famer coming in this thing tonight, man. We got brother Deatrich Wise. It's going to be I had a conversation with TD prior to the show, and he's already back. He's in the background right now. We're going to add him in about 15 minutes, but had a great time just conversing with him. You're going to love his energy and listen, got a lot that we're going to get into tonight. It's going to be a fun conversation, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. So you've heard his name come up quite a bit in some of the interviews we've done. We talked about we had Leon Seals on. He mentioned him. Darren Connor mentioned him. Brother Dent obviously connected us with him, and just it's been a treat thus far. And we're looking forward to getting him on tonight, man. So hopefully you guys stick around. Yeah, you'll be here, man. Y'all be here. We ain't got but 15 more minutes to wait. You'll be fine.
Hey, Ken, let's go ahead and plug. If you wasn't here at the beginning of the show, call somebody, tell somebody, text somebody, put it out there. We on live. Accidentally put the wrong time there, so make sure that everyone is
If they got the notifications on when we go live, you should get notified that we live. So either way, it ought to be
should be good. Okay.
Good. Yeah, you should be good to go. But either way, share the stream, shoot a text message, whatever it is. It's gonna be good, man. TD, check the chat. I just sent you what he sent over to us. So some of the things we'll touch on, but you go ahead and I know you got a good list of questions, and we'll make it do what it do, baby. The notification didn't let me know. Yeah, it probably didn't. So yeah, share. I was thinking Central and literally put 9 a.m. this morning, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is this thing saying 9 p.m. and at 9 p.m. Pacific? That ain't right. So yeah, we live now, so it'll catch up. It'll catch up eventually. It's all good. But wanted to definitely mention this one more time. Shout out to everybody who made it out to Hazelhurst. Just was a great event. And this is our last official NIL event that we're gonna have this year. Next one up is gonna be January 11, 2025 in Vicksburg. We're looking to really do some major things with that football fundraiser coming up then. So shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to Brother Cuban and my brother PS Move and everybody that was down in the Hazelhurst area. Just wanted to send one more shout out this past Sunday. If you didn't get a chance to make it, you missed a treat. You can make the next one, and it's going to be bigger and better every year. So just our inaugural meet and greet in Hazelhurst, and we're just getting started, man. We just get started with it. Pre-order your merch, man. Pre-order your merch, man. Go to the website, shop. Matter of fact, I'll do it for you. So I ain't gonna pin this one to the chat because we already got one pinned to the chat. I'll put it in the comment section though, so you can go right over if you haven't already. Grab your merch and listen. Once it closed this Friday, we're done because we got to get it printed up and shipped to you guys so you can have all your merch before you head out to go to the game. Come over to Monroe. You should have that T-shirt in hand, and we'll go from there. So pre-order is open through Friday. Friday will be the last day to pre-order, and then we'll go ahead and get it printed up, shipped over to you, and it'll be pretty quickly. We'll get that expedited to you. So,
I mean, those shirts was they was a good hit down at the fundraiser.
Yeah, I made a mistake though, TD. I put these shirts next to them KC-1400 logo tees, and them things weren't moving. because they wanted these bad babies right here. So I should have just left these at pre-order, and they could have bought the brand. We still need to buy the brand. Now. The brand is important because the brand is what we drive and what we do. But hey, I'm cool with it. You see, I'm rocking one right now. You see it. The full J. You see with them red eyes. You see it. I had to put my shirt on. Had to represent, man. And is it a whiteout at ULM? I love y'all, man. I love y'all. We on the road. ULM is going to be playing in Burgundy. Chances are we're going to have on a white uniform. So you can wear white. It is a whiteout on the road. And
it's usually a thing where the road team wear the light colors. Home team normally wear the dark colors.
It's usually how it go.
Yeah.
That's usually how it go. Chances are we're going to have on white, y'all. So if you want to rock white, you can never go wrong with blue, though. You can never go wrong with blue, navy blue. But I'm gonna be rocking white.
And that white D standing T-shirt would be perfect, huh?
It really would, TD. All they gotta do is click the link and go order that bad baby. We gonna have you ready, baby. We gonna have you right. I have you right.
Hey, man. Hey, let me also again shout out brother Derek Cubitt and everyone down in Hazelhurst Smooth Lounge. I mean, man, we again appreciate the hospitality, appreciate McDoors for the cookies, everyone that showed up, the players. They was an awesome night. They really had a good time. And again, man, it was interesting that some of the players said they didn't know that Jackson give love like this. Being on surrounding cities, the love was extended, man. So it's great again. So thank you guys for the hospitality, brother Cubitt.
Hey, all good, all good. Hey, you can chop that thing up. Matter of fact, you need to buy two. Wear the regular look, and then you can buy another one for the chopped up look. So we appreciate it. Let's keep it rolling. We getting a little short on time. Season tickets for men's and women's basketball is open. It's hot and heavy right now. Go JSUtigers.com/2024 BB tickets and grab your season tickets, man. Grab your season tickets. Our men got a chance to go to Puerto Rico, TD. We won 2 out of 3. We got down there. We beat the white All-Stars. We lost to the red, and then we turned around and beat the blue. So blue and white, we won. The red, hey, hell, even they hate on us with the red over in Puerto Rico, TD. Blue and white, we won. But shout out to the men's basketball team. Shout out to Coach Mo and Coach Johnson and Coach Tyler Adams and the rest of the crew. And got them B-ball tickets. There you go. Got them. There you go. Hey, man, I want to send a huge shout out to 2 of our former Tigers, man. Aubrey Miller. Aubrey Miller got signed by the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and then Dalen Baldwin got signed by the Cardinals. Now, what's cool is Saturday we was at the scrimmage. After the scrimmage, Brother Ray and Mr. Kennedy and them, they was back. He was out there frying that old hot golden fish for you, TD. And Brother Aubrey I saw Brother Aubrey. He was in there putting the workout in. I was actually sitting right next to him. We were sitting right there when he got the call. So he got up and stepped away for a minute. Definitely try to get him on pretty soon. But he's doing well, man. Amazing mindset. He's dead set on getting to the NFL. He's convinced that he will get there. He said he's got some teams reached out to him a couple of times. He had about 4 CFL teams that were interested in him, and he knew he was going to get a call up. But he said, I can't turn down these Canadian Football League opportunities because it's an opportunity for him to continue to get additional film. And he said his position coach got let go from the Elks where he was at, and then they brought in a D lineman, so they cut him from that to make some roster adjustments. But right after he got cut, he said about 4 teams reached out to him, so he knew it was going to be a matter of time. Matter of fact, he and Niles Gaddy was there. So for those that I spoke about Niles and on the show when Shane popped up in the chat, and I wasn't expecting to see Niles. He kind of shocked me because when Aubrey come around there to give me a hug, I see Niles walk out, give him a big hug, man. Just happy to see the guys, man, and he's trying to get to that next level as well. But they were over at the school on Saturday, man. Number love and proud of Aubrey, proud of Dalen. and proud of James Houston, proud of Zay Bolden. So we got 4 Tigers right now still competing. Warren Newman, Dallas Daniels, Nugget. We got about 7 right now, former Tigers that are playing at the professional level. And I even think Amari Catchings is still playing over in Arena League as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll let you jump on this, and we'll keep it rolling.
No, I mean, I definitely like to say congratulations to Aubrey. I've always been a fan of his. He's always been an upstanding guy, down home. I mean, never arrogant, about his business, and he's always supportive. I love his conversation. I love the support that he gives to his family. I never will forget, he told us, don't spoil his brother. So he got to work for whatever he get.
That's the same thing he said about the coach that same day, Saturday. He was like, he told the coach, just make it hard for him. Don't even let him. He definitely, you said something in, TD, go ahead. He definitely like to keep, he don't want a mind getting comfortable.
Right. And that's a great thing, which kind of what I echoed, to my wife about my daughter. I was like, look, help her with her homework, but don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You got to let them grind and earn their way, which is one of the things I'm interested about our guest that's coming up, man, with having 4 sons in the direction they took with but we'll get there, man. I admire that. Yep. Congratulations and shout out to Dalen. Now I'm gonna tell you something, Ken. When that young man left, that bothered me.
It bothered me too. Well, what wound up happening? You remember Josh Rice I got him over there. Josh Rice was actually in my house, sitting on the couch. We was talking football. He was like, "Man, Dalen gonna hit the portal." I was like, "Huh? Why would Dalen hit the portal? He had a monster spring."
He did.
He said Coach Prime cut his scholarship in half. And he was like, man, he wound up getting a chance to go home. TD, he went to go play for the Michigan Wolverines and played his last year there, and the rest is history.
Right. So congratulations to him as well. What we say, once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, Tiger Talk, man. We got a new one out. We got the quarterbacks coach, Coach Rip Kurt. If you haven't had a chance, check this out. He sat down with Coach Corey C. Great interview. Go check that interview out. Make sure you subscribe to Tiger Talk _TV on YouTube, man. Got to get those numbers up. And then also, if you haven't had a chance to interview the O-line coach, or if you hadn't had a chance to watch the interview of Coach Manny Ramirez, please do so on Tiger Talk TV. I did want to shout out Fabian McCray. He's on the Black College Football Player of the Year watch list. I was a little disappointed in the list. Only one Jack State Tiger. Fabian McCray was the only one on that list. Shout out to him for the work that he did at the end of the season. But for everybody on that list, it just goes to show you. I just want the Tigers of Jackson State, the 2024 Tigers, TD. I want them to listen to this message. They sleeping on you, baby. They sleeping on you. So you ain't gonna get nothing. They're not giving us anything. They're not giving you no preseason accolades. They're not giving you no shout. They ain't giving you nothing. You got to go take what you want. So take all of it as a sign of disrespect, use it as motivation, and let's get all of the postseason awards, bro. I want all the postseason awards. I want a team full of Jackson State players at the end of the season, man, on this on all the postseason awards, man. So just wanted to put that out there, and I like it. Fabo gonna do his thing, but there's a lot of Jack State Tigers out there that could have been mentioned in this list. I'm shocked that, Jacoby is not on this list. Herb Mulligan, some other names, Evan Henry. There's a lot of players that, that could have been on this list from the skills standpoint, but it is what it is.
I mean, I like the bulletin board material.
I do too.
Let's go.
My prediction of the Hall of Fame Game 6. Phil Steele, we did touch on this on the last show. We got 8 on Phil Steele's All SWAC preseason awards. First team, Herb Mulligan, Evan Henry, Fabian McCray, Matt Nall. He got that right, in my opinion. Second team, Jeremiah Williams and Isaiah Guthrie. And third team, Kurt Ford, Robert McDaniel. Robert McDaniel should at least been on second team, in my opinion. But hey, it's his list. I like that we got 8 on there. I think Robert McDaniel's going to have a monster year. He had a great scrimmage, great practices, and I like what I'm seeing from the defensive side of the ball, man, as well as the offensive side, man. So it's literally a tug of war out there. So I think we got some really good things brewing with this team. Tickets are on sale for the Gulf Coast Challenge. Y'all know that game is October the 5th. But I know, like with anything, we're gonna wait till the week of and start buying tickets. So if for those that do like to be proactive, go ahead and get your tickets. You can call the ticket off at 601-345-6021. And by the way, and ain't no need of inboxing me. I cannot help you get season tickets at this point. I have no connections at the school to help you get season tickets. You're gonna have to pay the price that's on the sheet, that's on the website now, and you had 6 months to buy them, and it is what it is.
Oh, so they decided not to do the 1 day.
Oh,
one
no, that it sounded good, but hell no. Because guess what, TD? If you got people who paid extra money a week ago, and then you do it for 1 day, what, you gonna refund them? No, let's just keep it like that. At the end of the 6 months, you didn't get your tickets. No, you're gonna pay single game prices. End of discussion. The merge is this weekend. Of course, you know, golf tournament is the first week of the first home game. But the merge this weekend will be on the 17th on Saturday. Looking forward to this. This is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be awesome. We got a great band, and looking forward to that. Don't forget, we got the Hall of Fame Legends Banquet coming up week of the whatchamacallit game. I'll come back to that other announcement. But anyway, as of right now, let's go ahead and get ready to bring our guest up. It's night. You got anything, TD, before we move into that?
No.
All right, good deal, man. Well, for those who are just now joining us, of course, you guys know we have the pleasure of bringing up our former Jack State football defensive lineman, Brother Deatrich Wise, who's drafted in the 9th round in an 88 NFL draft by the Seattle Seahawks. He's a Jack State Hall of Famer, and I think you guys are going to absolutely love Brother Wise. There he is right there. What's up, Brother Wise? How you doing, man?
Hey, all is well. Hey, glad to be on. I really appreciate this opportunity. And hey, let's ready to rock and roll.
Hey, look, man. I see you. You geared up, and I love the wall, man. You got to talk to us about this wall, man. I'm a little jealous, man. I see you now.
It's just a little something. I do have another wall with some more pictures on it, but this is little, convenient. This is my little study, especially when I was coaching, high school and doing a little college. This is where, I broke down film and got things together and
Okay.
just had a peace of mind and just my little corner in the house.
There you go. There you go. So welcome, TD.
Hey, thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Wise. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, thank you.
I'm very excited to hear what you have to say. After doing a little research on you, seem like a very interesting man and a man that I would like to get to know well.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, just from the things that appears that you are doing. I mean, I'm a family guy, community guy, a leader. Those type things that I read up on, that I've seen you doing, has interested me, and again, has touched my spirit. So I'm eager to hear what you have to say, because I'm always open to learn.
All right.
So yeah, we good stuff, TD. Also, we have our little legend series going on right now, man. This has been fun because a lot of the guys, literally a lot of when you guys were playing, man, I was either just born, not born. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was a young whippersnapper, but you guys did some amazing things when you played ball at Jackson State, to the point where, as we grew up and as we got to really what you guys were doing on the field, we heard the chatter, especially those of us who had parents who went to Jackson State, like my father and my mother, my brother, and all. So I just want to start with you. This is your interview. I know we got a lot that we want to get into, but I'll let you start us off, really. Just kind of, if you want to start from where you are now, if you want to go all the way back. I know you got it. It was class of 83.
The class of 83.
Oh, come on.
Well, the class of 83 was a very exceptional class. Probably overall had all of the components that met the need of a championship caliber program.
Okay.
We had linebackers, we had defensive linemen, we had DBs, wide receivers, we had quarterbacks, and uh, just the inception of Coach Gordon and the staff of how they wanted to create another realm of dynasty was magnificent.
Okay.
Uh, and it began. And I think the resurgence began in 1983,
Mm.
and blue chippers, all Americans, you name it. Just take for instance, you had Virgin Neely, Ben McGee,
Mm.
and Henry Ringo. I think they was like two or three in the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
Ben McGee was a legacy of his father, Ben McGee, that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you
Okay.
smoking right there. Not to leave out myself, all humble, in all humbleness,
Yes, sir.
I was a blue chipper, well recruited. Uh, and then being a legacy. My father coached 42 years in Alabama, one of the first black coaches to win state championships and do things at a whole nother level, just in the 60s and 70s. Without really going into detail, he didn't care who he played. He didn't care where he played.
Yeah.
Uh, he always had a prepared team. And that goes to say, one of our family mottos: chance favor the prepared mind.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I
And
like that a lot.
it really does. And
Yeah.
I was heavy recruited. Uh, no black colleges, HBCUs recruited me. It was the Division One or the PWIs, whatever you want to say. We ain't gonna give no glory to them, but heavy recruited. And but I guess my parents had a say into what uh, um decision I had to make. That's when parents was really making decisions for you.
Yeah.
Uh, you ain't gonna burn the hand that you feed. But if I can roll the clock back, um, and I forgot the year, but it'll pop back up in a minute. My father took me to see Tennessee State and Jackson State play when they had Joe 747.
Mm.
And it was probably one of the most uh, magnificent games as I look back at it that I've ever seen. And those was pros playing with pros.
Yes.
It was just magnificent. So uh, you had legendary Big John Merritt that left Jackson State that had been there for like what 8, 9, 12 years,
Oh yeah.
but one of the things that stood out, Tennessee State let uh, the second string play and second string quarterback play and second string offensive line play, and I think Jackson State started to lighten them up pretty good. And then all of a sudden, timeout was called. The offensive line, all the offensive line came off. All right, and a new offensive line came on the field, and then Joe 747 came in, and the quarterback that was in the game took off the little jacket like James Brown and went off, and it was an air raid. It was a truly
My goodness.
a spectacle. So you know, my father always helped recruit for like Tuskegee. He was a college. He had a lot of good athletes, from Tuskegee, Alabama State, Savannah State. So I grew up Tuskegee, Alabama A&M. So I grew up around the historical black colleges, and that's pretty much all I knew. But it was disappointing when it was time to get recruited that I didn't get recruited by.
Do you
Uh,
Do you
Yes.
think that the coaches back then felt like you was such a blue chipper that they didn't think they had a chance? Kind of similar to what you see now. Because the question I want to pose, because we live in this star era. I know you was part of the blue chip era when they called that. So my question would be, if they had the star era back then, these guys that you mentioned from that class of '83 and those names, what would you think those players would rank? Would they be 4-star, 5-star, just so that those who are in this day and age
Era.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Let's just say, let's start with the quarterbacks. Uh, you had Gonzalez, you had Younger, you had Shannon Boyd. Those guys was prototypical quarterbacks. See, they said write the vision and make it plain. Let me
Absolutely.
say, Jackson State had a continuity of what kind of guys they wanted, and they recruited, and we was all pretty much cookie cutters, especially when it came to the offense and defensive linemen. A certain size, like if you would take the number off of Leon Sales, me, Steve Martin, those guys, you wouldn't know who they are because we all had the same body build, 6'5", 6'6",
Yeah.
270, 280, and we all, ran like deers um and so forth. So I would say majority of the class of '83 and some. Well, let's just start with the class of '83. A lot of them have been 3, 4, and 5 stars.
Wow.
Uh, and you had big DBs. You had the 6-foot DBs. You had the Stanley Pagas. You had Stanley Pagas should have been a linebacker. He was 6'2", 6'3", 219, ran like a deer and would strack you. You had Stephen Smith. I mean the list goes on and on. You had uh it was a guy, Reggie. He was a little bit shorter, but he was a man child from Laura, Mississippi. Reggie Nichols and Kenny Breland and
Mm.
those guys that came in the class of 80 '83. And then if you look at the linebackers, oh my stars, all of them was 5 stars. You had Andre Lloyd. Those guys was college ready. They looked like they had already been to college. You had
Wow.
Tyrone Paxton. You had Dalton. Um, you had Dennis Connors before Darren Connors and Jock, and then Jock Jackson and Cammy Collins and all those guys. They was just ready to play. They were, and so you had and then like Cedric Moses. Those guys had to wait their time, and Cornelius Marshall and Don Pete. Those guys had to really wait their turn because they had quality guys coming in. Hey, I call myself somewhat. Is one guy, Alex Beeman. He called himself being a historian, but I think with my class, uh, I'm the historian, and then you have to take pride of coming in, and
Yeah.
so so when you came in, you wanted to learn. If you played defensive line, you had to know who came before you.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
And then there was a standard like Robert Strauders, and you had Arthur Burst, and you had Thomas, Big Thomas. Those guys was the standard in which you had to, and then you had the John Jones and the Charles Fields and the Deanie boys, John Dean, all those guys coming in, you know. Uh, so you either you fit that bill or you didn't, and so uh, I can go on and on to the break of dawn. Yeah,
Let Tini
yeah,
jump up
yeah,
in here real
yeah.
quick. I
All
know
right.
he's jumping at the bit to get something in here. Come on, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm listening to what you're saying when you're saying that Jackson State, had a standard and had a certain size and frame and build that they wanted in their athletes. Was it much easier for Jackson State to have that standard and recruit those guys than it is now, being that still during that time, a lot of Division I school wasn't, allowing, blacks to play on those teams?
And that is a great question, and we just have to put it like it is right now.
Oh yeah.
Like in the 80s, now the 80s, you wasn't just filtrating, they wasn't just really coming out because the 70s they was just really getting black players on their team, and
Mhm.
so you really had to be selective. They was looking at the two-parent homes for black kids and all this kind of stuff. They was
Mm.
very, very peculiar who they recruited, and it wasn't a lot. And probably the first school that started really getting a whole lot in the 80s was Auburn. Um, and I can call a few names, but nobody can really get a whole lot of credit. But you had a lot of guys that, and then when you go to campus and recruit, on a recruiting visit, you know, most of the black folks that you saw on campus was athletes, and you'll see a few, African Americans, or you want to call them black, on campus, and that was pretty much it. And so later in this conversation, um, I'm we're gonna share a little story, but I'm all you guys.
So I want to go back to the recruiting aspect. So you said you didn't get really recruited by, you were disappointed about not really getting a lot of HBCUs because you was around that. You was engulfed and entrenched in the culture. Your parents had a hand in what school you were going to go to. When it came down to Jackson State, let's get into the Jackson State recruitment aspect. So did Jackson State recruit you? Who recruited you? And let's talk about that.
All right. Well, the only two schools that recruited me was Tennessee State and Jackson State as far as HBCUs. I went to uh,
So Big John Merritt was still at Tennessee State at the time.
and Big John Merritt
See, a
recruited my father, and he knew my father, and he knew, and we sent a lot of kids up to Tennessee State as well, along with the other schools, and so he ended up flying me up to Nashville, and it was in the winter months during basketball season, and it was nice, nice little setting, had a uh, met Richard Dent, all them cats, and it was nice. It was really nice, but uh, my body was there, but my mind wasn't there because sometimes you can get enticed with all the thrills, the Alabamas, the Auburn, Ole Miss, the Mississippi States, those the Southern Miss, and what have you, and so uh, you can get misled, from the pomps and circumstances and the the glitter and what have you, and everything that glitters ain't gold. So I had basketball practice, uh, and my mom and I called home and I said, "Well, I'm gonna stop by the burger place and get a burger with the boys." And I come back home. She said, "Oh no, I didn't cook." I said, "Oh," and she named what she cooked. I got this and I got that. Come on, and I'm saying like in the middle of the week. And I said, "What?" I said, "Something ain't." I said, "Okay, but you didn't back talk your folks." So I went on home and I came on in and I sort of threw my stuff down real hard to let them know that, I was a little disappointed, but bam, boom. I come in the door and lo and behold, sit on the couch was W.C. Gordon.
Love it, love it. Go ahead, go ahead.
And before I get up, my mom say, "We got a coach here. This is Coach Gordon from Jackson State University." And the first thing, uh, good, uh, hello, how you doing, son? And my name is W.C. Gordon, and I'm at Jackson State. I'm head coach at Jackson State University. Uh,
Hmm.
it's a metropolitan school in the middle of a metropolis, surrounded by uh, all the major interstates, all the colleges want to be. Oh, he just laid it out pretty good. And when you come to Jackson State, I'm gonna make sure you get your education that your son is getting uh, uh, and
You
getting a
sound just like it.
Yeah, and I was like, man, who is this cat? Man, golly. Oh my stars. And he painted on so thick, my mom was over there gleaming with joy. And I was saying to myself, of all the people, is he bamboozling you? Because she sent coaches away from that house,
Mm.
left and right. But you do know what WSD stand for, right?
Zoe said we stand for will cut, but yeah.
Won't care.
Won't
You,
care.
you will cry.
Will
And I'll I cut you. I don't care about you. You and Leon Seals is getting on my nerves.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
And so, that night I listened. I was hearing, but I wasn't listening. And my mom and dad and them was there, boy, Jackson State, boy. You remember that game we went to? Bam, 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 and this, that, and the other. So make a long story short, uh, she said, "You're not going to this one right here, buddy. You're going to Jackson State." So I ended up going to Jackson State um, during the fall, and I remember pulling up to the campus, getting ready to meet my sponsor. And my sponsor was Cleo Simmons.
Mm.
Yo, baby, Jackson State. And I was like, bam, boy, he took me over and got me a haircut on the spot. We stopped by Mr. Dennis and got us a little fish sandwich. I was feeling pretty special. I was feeling really, really loved and what have you. And those guys balled out, man. And I was overwhelmed. And the pageantry and the number of folks that was packed in that stand and the boom and all the pageantry that led into it was spectacular. It was breathtaking.
Mm.
And if you haven't been, and for those that haven't been, and you're listening to Jackson State University football game, it was packed. And see, at the time, it was 60 in there because you had the bleachers by the
Yep.
scoreboard
Right.
by the dressing room.
Right.
Mm.
Right. That's right.
And man, that rim was filled. The visitor side was filled. And if you didn't get there, and see, most of our games was at 7:30. We played some early games, but it was that 7 o'clock kickoff. If you wasn't there early, hey man, it was standing room only. And a lot of times, and then they had that fence all around the field, bam, and folks was just all around the field. And I said, man, this is crazy. This is this is and I fell in love with it. And come that signing day, of course, Coach Gordon came back a couple of days early, and then Legandy, the guy that came down, he came with me too, and he helped sell, that he going to Jackson State. And then so back in the day, we didn't have a lot of internet. We had sport news that you can read about different players all over the country and what have you. And I ended up looking him up. He played linebacker, but those guys was just spectacular. So end up going to Jackson State and went there in August, around about August 12th. And hey, it's not the rest is history. It was challenging. When I got on campus and we had the meeting. No, well, basically you going into your room, putting your stuff in your room, and your parents so happy that you're going to college and
Mm-hmm.
and what have you. And I was looking around. You had DBs like just looking like defensive ends, running backs, and you had Ellis, and you had Ralph Vanador, and then, yeah, 6'3". You had Elmo House. I said, is he a defensive tackle? No, he played running back. I said, oh my, start Laron Brown. It got pork chop sideburns. And I said, does this guy know that it is 1983? We got the fades and the Jerry curls and all this kind of stuff and the nice cut. And I said, oh, this is, and then, Carl Blue and Sylvester Stamps. I mean, that's a plethora of that's just the running backs right there. And
Wow.
you had Bull from Philadelphia that blocks for Dupree, and he looking like a grown man, and he looked like he should have had a family and all that kind of stuff. And not to say, you had the Frank Suttons and TV, we call them TV, but Martin Turner and all those guys, and of course Darrell Hall. But we brought in just a shipload of just uh great talent. The James Harveys, the Houston Hoovers, the Tom Alaris, Ken Hudson, all those guys. And I sort of named the DBs, but the linemen that came in with us was uh, Henry Ringo, Abbott Goss, Virgin Neely, uh, Deatrich Wise. Man, it was beautiful. And we had some guys that came later that spring that was a part of '83. But unless you go through two a days, did I say two a days? Excuse me. Unless you go to three a days, it wasn't no man, perfection. Hey, you wasn't doing hey you man, hey. I heard many suitcases pulling down the hallway, and you trying to get some sleep, and I'm like, man, what's that sound? And if they upstairs, you hit the ground, boom. Hey, a lot of guys leaving. A lot they wasn't ready for the strenuous. So, but that 83 was I think that was a magnificent class. And then listen, and then when you're looking at linebackers with not the guys that's so intimidating, like the Jackie Walkers, the Cleve Parkers, the Liddell Willis. I mean, you had Jimmy Coleman, Skip. We call him Skip.
Yeah,
All those guys.
Jimmy on here.
Man, look here. That's my
I
homeboy.
think Jackie Walker done going.
Yeah, that's my homeboy, man. And you had the Thyron Shinbray, Derek Mitchells, and then we
I know
had a
Solomon,
Neander.
on here. Your son.
Huh?
Is that your son? Say Pop Solomon Wise?
Hey, shout out. Yeah, there it is. Hey, definitely.
Hey,
I got hold on, TD. I wanted to introduce you. We tried matriarch of the channel real quick, Miss Rochelle. She ain't been on in a minute, but she was dying to get on because you got a classmate in here.
Listen, Deatrich, I don't know if you remember me. We went to Jackson State. I played basketball. I was Rochelle.
Yes.
I was we was with Harriet. So I was like, I'm just got out of rehearsal, but I'm about to take off. I was like, oh my God, you just used to tease me all the time. But when Jackie was on here, I was there with y'all and I was like, Deatrich, I remember Deatrich. So I just wanted to come on and say hi before I get on this freeway. And you got Jackson State down. You just made my heart just go melt. Is Jackson State down up in your house. Come on, Jackson.
Hey, guard the yard, baby. D.I. Love. Hey,
let's go, baby.
Let's go. Thank you for throwing that bone. You done just took that thing up just up another notch. Yes, indeed.
Y'all used to call me Charlene Barkley back in the day because the girl was thick. I did my thing though. Don't play.
Hey, listen, you had Stagger Lee. I mean, y'all had a crew. I mean, y'all had a crew with Sadie McGee. She was a classic. Hey, man. Hey, listen. I remember the time y'all was whipping up on folks, man. Y'all was just tearing people up. But the most beautiful thing about it, we all supported one another. We would come up and get in that right hand section at the thing, and you had Annette Hibbler and all them balling out. Man, hey, listen, it was a time of excellence. Excellence was exemplified to the utmost.
Yep, we were. Well, I'm on the streetway. Thank you so much for letting me speak to you. I just thought if you ever get back and whenever we have something, I pray I get to see you. It's just good. Y'all brought back memories. And you know what else Deatrich, I didn't realize? We were bad in the 80s. Y'all were some bad boys. I was like,
As they say less. Say less.
Listen,
Hey,
listen.
100.
I'm gonna jump down and listen to you guys while I drive home. But I
Be
just
safe,
wanted to
sweetie.
say hi. All right, you take care.
Hey, drive safe. Drive
Thank
safe.
you.
Be
All right,
safe.
Ken.
Hey, definitely so. And
Definitely Jackie. He said, Mr. Morris. Yeah, Jackie Walker is here. Got Jack, Jackie.
in the house. Hey, look, we was playing. And my redshirt freshman year, I got a chance to play. And hey, listen, I was getting sacks because hey, look, Jackie was on that side. Jackie was on that side. So I had tackled somebody. He said, "Man, hey, look, Crab. Hey, man, hey, stop knocking the kids back this way. Knock them back that way. You give them yards." And I said, "Okay, all right." And so, hey, look. Man, hey, look, it was classic, and look, and the thing is
Big,
about
big
when you
money and loose change. What that mean? Big money, loose change.
hey, big money was Jackie, loose change was Dale Willis, and hey, look, hey, man, hey, one, they see Liddell could
Say, look
see.
like Albert Goss is in here too.
Hey, the
Hey,
ghost
they
of
coming out of Woodbury,
hey, it's got to be the ghost of Abergos. Hey, listen, hey, Abergos was a grown man. Hey, listen, Abergos was about 6'8", about 330, and at the time he looked like he was about 280. And I said, like, maybe I came to the wrong school. Look, is he a freshman? And man, you talking about a specimen, man. Oh, he was my grandfather. He came home with me one time, and
Oh, he
this truth.
passed.
Hey, this is a truth. So he passed away,
Okay.
but we was going down 49, and we got pulled over by the police. I was driving a 1983 Toyota Corolla, and we was up in that thing packed. We was going there, and visit for the weekend or maybe a little holiday or something. And he pulled us over, and we say yes. The police said, "I just wanted to see who was in it." The car was like this, and we going down the highway. He said, "I just wanted to see who was in this car." And he looked at Goss. He said, "Oh my stars!" And we went on. I'm from Evergreen, Alabama, and
Mhm.
by the time we got home, my grandfather was at the house, and he said, "Look at this monstrosity. I have never seen a man this size before. Look at his arms. His arms look like thighs." He was a big man. Yes,
I
indeed.
mean, was he?
He's about 6'7", 6'8",
Damn.
325, but he was a slim, big dude and could run from sideline to sideline. And when we get to the story of USM and Arkansas State in the playoffs, uh, you stay tuned for that one.
All right.
Right.
What you got, bro?
Well, I was gonna ask because there might need to be some corrections going on with this internet. Because it basically saying that I guess that you went to Alabama State. None of that.
No, I that was that's a typo. Um, I came to Jackson State and played to Jackson State.
Mm.
I got a teaching certificate there as a grad student when Coach Markham. I coached at Alabama State 2 seasons as a grad assistant, and
Damn.
uh, and help them turn it around and what have you.
He
So
wise, legendary
So
type. Greg Connor in here. What's
see,
up?
uh,
I was
he played back there with and that's it. I missed those cats, but those guys had a basketball team, Purvis and
Yeah.
Connor's name, and and the thing about greatness, it always echoed and echoed and echoed. Those guys were solid, man, and they
Yeah.
just passed the buck to the next generation of basketball players there. Hey, shout out there, Mr. Connors. And we are part of the Jackson State Athletic Association. Um,
Yes, sir.
the Duprees, Sheila and Dennis Dupree,
I had a chance
trying
to
to
talk to Dennis today, actually. Shout
yeah
out to Dennis. Yeah, we're gonna do some stuff with with the organization for sure.
Yeah, you see the flag right there, bam, right there.
I
Just
see you. I see you.
showing some love for it, doing some good things, and you just want to get some visibility and get guys coming out to to do what you're doing, and what have you. So it's special, and we know we have a golf tournament every year, and we try to do fundraisers, but they have immaculate leadership, and I can see why he's been successful, and she's been so successful over the years. It's based on their good leadership. So shout out to Dennis and Sheila Dupree. Yes, yes, sir.
So let's jump to the next year, 84. So you come in.
Oh God, 84, 4, 5, and 1. It was ugly. We had to, and then we had, you had John McKenzie quarterback. You had, Hickey Head. You had Cockeye. They know all those guys' names. And you had a plethora of talent, and Chris Burkett, all those cats. You had a monster, offense, defensive line, but it really didn't pan out. It was ugly. I think that was Coach Gordon's ninth year being there, and he was in the hot seat after 1 year. 4, 5, and 1. I forgot who we even tied with, but 4, 5, and 1. And
what's funny? You
what?
say that. I actually shout out to Travis, our new director of media. I'm gonna go to the page real quick, and I could tell you exactly who we lost to, because they uploaded just the other day. He uploaded all of the historical games on the website now.
Yeah.
And here it is right here, real quick. I ain't gonna take long.
No, take your time.
I do remember seeing that 4, 5, and 1. I do remember that. I remember
that was 84.
Yep, it sure was.
And they had a real talented team, and a real talented team, and it was a losing season, and that summer leading up to it, it was intensified. It was no nonsense, and then that was the insurgent of the class of 83. And a lot of those cats played, special teams, but you had, people like Nicholas and Steve Boat, Steven Smith, and all those guys. They started getting playing time at key positions and what have you. That was my red shirt year. I was getting playing time. I think the starting lineup was, like Herman Walls, Steve Martin. We had Reggie B.A. Carr. He was playing. Leon was in the fold and what have you. And so something had to change. And that year they brought in some guys.
So
brought in some guys.
84, we 4, 5, and tied with Florida A&M, 10-10.
Yes, and it with overtime.
Wow, this is good stuff, right?
And then it was ugly. And then I'm gonna tell you something. And then now we had Paul McJunior, probably one of the best kickers. Paul McJunior, Fred McRae, and then we had Uriri, an African kicker. The first time I ever
Uriri, I remember that name. Yeah. I remember that name.
Uriri, that's my name. Uriri was a grown man. Uriri had already had a family and 2 children. I was like, man, can I see your birth certificate? Your birth certificate, please. Right. Yeah. But Fred McRae came later, and Paul, pretty much was our kicker. He could punt, kick, extra punts and what have you. And
we got Fred on Friday. Fred's going to be joining us Friday.
Yeah, on Fred. And in '87, Paul had left. Paul McJunior left, and he was in the pros. One of the first black college kickers to get like 4 or 5 years in the pros. kicking.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get to later on, we get to the USM and other little games, special games that we played in. I'm gonna tell you something about, and it should be in the history books, but I have not seen it yet. Uh, but yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
after that season, after that losing season, what's the game plan now? Because now
Uh,
you,
that summer, it was
yep.
dedicated, no nonsense. We was getting in shape. We was working. We was lifting, and we was having team meetings. Peer pressure is real good. We was meeting like, hey, that when you call a meeting, everybody in them dormitories, Sampson Hall and Jones Hall, better be in that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And they was talking. I mean, on a regular basis during the summer, during the football season, and it shift. And then it was 85, and 85 was epic. The roster changed. 83, the class of 83, and then you had a few from 84, but very few. And then our depth from going from in 84, you probably was 2 deep. And now you're 3 deep at a
Mm.
division 1 AA, and the talent was hey, I tell you what, get hurt, and he play well, you're gonna lose that spot. And
Wow.
that's how talented the 85 was. And
And 85 is when the winning streak
I think
started.
we
For those that,
yes, that's right. 85, 86, 87 was the winning streak for Jackson State, and the roster change. Hey, it was special. And I think at 85, national championship, Black College National Championship, uh, and
looked
that's
like we played. So that season, TD, you can jump in here. I'm just looking. I'm looking at the history. That's why I'm. So in '85, we lost the Valley though. That must have been Jerry Rice now.
yeah, Jerry Wise.
We lost to Tennessee State that year, and then we lost to Georgia Southern. So that's got to be the playoffs.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was the playoffs. And can I tell you a story about
sure
that
thing.
playoff game? All
Absolutely.
right, all right. We drove the bus. We wasn't flying back in the day. By the time you got there, your ankle was swollen. You was tired. But uh, after we checked in, we ate. We had meetings, and we went to our rooms and what have you. And about 11 o'clock, Liddell and all those guys was playing, and they pulled the fire alarm.
Oh
The
wow.
fire alarm pulled. It's about 11 or 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night. And so they brought their polices and everybody there to get us out the room. I wasn't gonna get that. He said, you'll get arrested. You don't come out the room. And so I said, uh, they sent judge there. Judge say, hey judge, choice of force. Either you walk out or I'm gonna take you out. I said, well, you know what? Let me walk out, judge. I don't really need the force part. So we end up standing there sitting there, they walking around, and and then they pulled the fire alarm again about 3 o'clock. By the time we got to bed, man, and it was like one of those 11 o'clock games. I think we was beat up. Tracy Ham was the star of the show, but and we played well, but close, but no cigar. And they end up, you know, getting us and what have you. But uh, Forsyth, Georgia, at that time, and
Yeah.
it was ugly, but it's all good.
TD, come on this thing.
Well, you was talking about at one point in time, and I heard that a lot for during that time, that you would hear a lot of suitcases and stuff, from players like getting out of Dodge, didn't want to be seen, couldn't take, and you was having 2 or 3 days. How do you feel about the game right now with them, saying not having that type of training anymore?
You know what? Jackson State developed players. They got their prototype, and then some guys came in with skills. They came in skills. You look at a Darren Connor. they came in basically ready to play. You know, they physical builds, strength, and regardless of what he said he was weak. That's not even true. He had 20-inch guns coming in as a freshman. He was something to behold, man. LAZY, lazy, but but it's an oxymoron. He wasn't lazy. He just he he was so affluent in his movements that it looked like he wasn't ever trying. But every time you looked up, he was like, I said, man, oh, he is special. You know, he is special. You know, along with quite a few other guys. But everybody want a self-made guy. That's the new thing. You know, if you and then the stars are very deceiving. And back in the day when you was a blue chipper, you had people, you didn't have internet. You had folks coming out to the games and watching.
Yeah.
And you played against certain teams and you did well and you dominated, bam, and you keep dominating. You got your chips, your blue chips and what have you. And it wasn't by coincidence, it was by, old school scouting and what have you. Uh, so you know, uh, having having the self-made guys, you're not coaching them, you just telling them to go. But that wasn't just Jackson State philosophy or um, you know way of doing things.
So after we lose that game to Georgia Southern. Now we roll into 1986. Look like we had another monster year. Only losses, we 9-3. Only lose to Tennessee State, Southwest Missouri State, and then we got
Homecoming.
Tennessee State again at the end of the season. It must have been the playoffs again. So let's talk about that
Yeah,
year.
we was getting it right. Jackie had left, got drafted, and all those guys had sort of left. And then, Leon was holding it down. The insurgents of '83, the guys that was playing special teams down sort of halfway, moved up and started to let their presence, be known. And so it was a solid year. And we was beating Grambling, beating Southern. Back in the day, Southern was our nemesis.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah, Southern. It wasn't really Grambling, but Southern had our nemesis. They kept, excellent talent, and it usually came down to Southern or Grambling who was going to win the SWAC championship, and you know, and then in '86 you start getting the Chris Gales and those guys, and the Alex Beeman started playing, the Charles Jackson started playing, and then they were just filling right, filling right on in, and a lot of guys, had to play as freshmen like Stacey Mobley and James Harvey, and
Kevin Dent.
well, Kevin Dent came in as a grown man. And
Yeah.
he was still playing with us. Kevin played well. He played with us, but yeah, he sort of lost. Lost his red shirt, but they was well into. That was so. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he played with us as well, and playing safety, and he could go from sideline to sideline, and you know he had a little knack for being a little dirty, a little nasty. He can put that thing on you and what have you. And the best thing about him, he was cerebral. He was cerebral. He was a cerebral cat. I was his host as well. I was his chaperone as well. And I have a slew of guys that they wanted to get that came to Jackson State. I was their chaperone. So, yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
man.
so Kevin didn't lay the wood like that.
Yeah, he was a wood layer. We call him Woody.
No. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Woody. That's his nickname, Woody. Yeah. He laid the wood on
So
you.
when y'all hear Woody, don't think of the OC in 20.
No, no. He put that thing. He put that thing on you. Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, and in 87 rolled around, and man, we was undressing people in 87.
Yeah, we got so 87, we tie against Tennessee State first game.
Yeah.
Then we go on a rampage, and then we get to Southern Miss.
Oh wow.
And so this is the season we lose to Southern Miss, Northwestern State, and Arkansas State. So I want you to talk about the Southern Miss game, and then we're gonna talk about Arkansas State. Because man, we should have. I know we should have won that. Both of them, really.
Well, I tell you what, the game's supposed to been played at Jackson Memorial Stadium, the Southern Miss game.
Mm.
They changed the game and took it to Hattiesburg down 49.
Mm.
And I can remember like it was yesterday. And all that week, and Southern Miss was rolling. I think they had beat Bama and what have you, and they was rolling. They had a plethora they had a plethora of talent. And
Hold on one second. Sean, I text you, bro. We've been trying to get you on there. This Sean right here said Greg Thompson, Sean Gregory, quarterback, is now on the scene. I guess is he making his presence felt? Glad to have you, brother. We supposed to have you on the show, brother. You got to come to the show. All right, I ain't gonna interrupt you no more. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. That's Sean. Oh Sean. Hey, and so of course the game's supposed to be played in Jackson, but it was moved to Hattiesburg. And all that week, man, it was no nonsense. Man, we was focused and a hell of a lineup. You had Hudson, McSwine, Hoover, James Leggett, Lowry. You had Richard Wright. And then you had some depth behind it too, as far as the offensive lineman. You had Lewis Timmon at running back, Boyd at quarterback, and you had Ricky Flowers receiver. You had Greg. I forgot Greg last name, but Greg receiver. We just it was with talent, and then defense is the same, man. At that time, Andre Lloyd was a killer, a boy. He ain't a killer, but don't push him. Man, hey, listen, you had the Dennis Collins and then Cammy. Dude, we had Bam. This is the debut that Dennis Collins got drafted. Coming down the sideline, I didn't like the way somebody was playing, and I'm running down the sideline, and I say, Coach Carson put him in the game. Shit, bitches. Shit. I ain't putting him in it. Hey, it is play. I don't need you telling me. Hey, just play. Hey, look. I said, I might come off this field with an end. Shit. That's all that bullshit. That play. Hey, I ain't put him in the game. Man,
like Coach Carson.
Hey, come back.
That raspy voice like Big Daddy.
Hey, like, okay, all right. You got to, I know what that means. Okay, like he ain't playing around. So making a long story short, they was held to no first downs. Brett Favre tried to run the option, and we had so much team speed. He goes and say, "Golly, I didn't know they was that fast." He tried to come over there, and he got welcomed by Lloyd. He got a big surprise, and I think Lloyd hit him so hard they had the Gatorade cups. Gatorade cups was just flying, bam, bam, bam. He at the next series he tried to come back in and play, and they had to put that Gandy boy in as the savior and what have you, and they didn't cross the 50-yard line at all. But leading up to the game, it was so beautiful was as we was coming down 49, man, he was like, man, what's gonna really happen? Golly, what's gonna really happen? Man, people's on the side of people's on the side of the highway, go Jackson State. And there wasn't no internet, just probably, and they just miles and miles, just holding up signs, and and man, Now your blood is bubbling. Now the hair on the back of your neck is just standing up. Now you can't wait just to get to the stadium. When we get there, you had the old school guys there. Vernon Perry was there, and Monk was there. All the Monk is Walter Payton brother, the golf coach.
Eddie Payne.
Eddie Payton and all those guys was there, and then they was just, and it was more. They was shouting, "Man, y'all can do this, man!" It was just, "Man, come on, let's go!" And they was there on both sides who was coming in, man. Man, listen, man, you can go run through a brick wall by that time, man. Listen, it was on. So we go out. It's hot. October, around about October 31st. It's hot, real hot. So we go out and do our thing, you know. And we put our pregame show on, and bam, we come in and take off because it was so sweaty. All right, time to kick off. We go back out to the game. They gonna play a weight game on us and trying to drain us. Cause go ahead and say the hell with that. We are going back in, and we'll come out when they come out. And so that's what we did. We went there and cooled off and came out. The Boom was clowning. The Tiger had knocked the Eagle out. Wavy had swung around the pole and knocked the Eagle out. The Eagle just right there, the beak in the air. Everything is in the air. And I said, man, it is on. It is on. So make it a long story short, the kickoff, we kicked the ball off to them. Man, 3 and out. They band was playing, they cheering. By the end of the first quarter, you could hear a rat pee on cotton. But the boom and pom pom was going. Jazz, jazz, yeah. I was just getting hype. I was about to come out of my skin. I was having an out of body experience. They had 2 All-American tackles, man. Hey, we was beating them so bad. Goss was beating the center so bad. He had blood just coming down his band. They had never been physically attacked like that. They had never been physically attacked. So the coach was hollering at the offensive tackle. Yeah, Ricky Fly was part of that show, baby. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So the offensive tackle, the coach was saying, block him. He said, Coach, I think I'm blocking 2. He said, hell, you ain't blocking but 1. Then the other tackle say, I think they're coming out the ground, Coach. I think they're coming out the ground. I don't know where they're coming from, Coach. I can't even see it. Bam. Listen, and of course we had some mishaps on the offensive side, but bam. Now going back to Paul Jr. kicked a 70-yard punt from the goal line by about the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere like that. That ball's in the air, and man, it was spectacular. And that just fueled us down. Again, they didn't cross the 50. They crossed the 50 of a fumble. They didn't cross the 50 on offense alone. So by the end of the game, man, they had a total of 87 yards of total offense. I think Lewis Tibber maybe had 100 or 275 yards of running. And them cats was trapping. And Hoover was, it wasn't no Ray guy kicking this in USM. And man, hey, look, I know it was Paul McJr. kicked that ball. So make a long story short, check your history. I was there. Paul McJr. kicked the hell out that ball. But anyway, unfortunately, we came up short. And
so we had some holding penalties.
Yeah.
Tim had 164.
Yeah, 164. I knew it was right about that, but he put on the show.
Said the refs cheated at halftime. What that mean?
Well,
cheated after halftime. After halftime. I'm sorry. So they got that home cooking.
Yeah.
No, we had a punt return? You gave up?
Yeah, well, it was 17-10, and I think it was a punt return. They ran it back, and ball game. So well, that's it, and that's how it go. Yeah.
Yep. 167 yards with holding penalties is crazy. The ref started flagging us. Yeah, that's the thing. See, that's the thing. I'm a little, that's what I was telling them about. We was talking about this on what day was that? It had to be Monday for the press conference with Coach TC. I was saying when we go down to ULM, we're gonna have to go down there and we're gonna have to score on. I think the defense is gonna have to score that game. First game of the season. We're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be some surefire stuff. They make a mistake, we capitalize off of it.
Yeah.
They did it like that when Prime was our head coach. They threw James Houston out of the game for one of the most bogus targeting calls. It was a dead play. His helmet bumped the helmet, and he had let up, and they still threw him out of the game for targeting. And we should have won that game. But I don't want to hold you. I want you to keep going, because that same season we lose to Northwestern State by 2, but then we go to Arkansas State, we lose by 3. Talk about the Arkansas State game.
We played them in Jackson. Nice turnout. It was the second round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And we really physically handed them, and they beat us on a fumble Ruski, man. On a fumble Ruski, and I think that was the year that we could have, I think, went a little farther into it, because we just had depth and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I thought it had a hell of a team. We had so many turnovers and interceptions, and there's a picture, I hit the guy, the ball pops up in the air, and Stanley Piggott running to the end zone and escorted by bam, escorted. And it was a good game. And say la ra, Sarah,
Yeah.
it was yeah. But no, like say, no regrets, man. A beautiful experience, and had great coaches. Like coaches, people want to come there. We had Coach Green. Coach Green had already coached at major colleges, the pros. He had been the head coach at Alabama A&M. A very offensive. He was a very astute. And of course, my shot got out to Coach Jones, Cardell Jones.
Yeah.
He was a hell of a conditioner. And he came to me one day and said, "Hey, look, you're doing all right, bam, but you're gonna have to take your game to another level. You got to be able to be mobile." And I started jogging with Coach Jones and his son Daryl Jones in the mornings. And my first 2-mile run, and man, I couldn't handle it the first time, but by the time the summer was over, I was hanging with them. And then, all back in the day, all the pro guys would meet over at Provine football field, and they would work out, and I started going to them, getting some skill sets. Me and Leon, getting the skills, learning from them cats and what have you, and just getting better. And we'll run the hills. We'll practice, but we go run the hills at the levee over there. And you had to be able to, I wanted to pay. I didn't want to come off the field. I wanted to play 60 minutes. I just wanted to play. I didn't want to come off the field. I didn't want the game to be in nobody else's hands. When it came to winning, but mine. And I think all of us had that mindset, man. And
you using that type of shape, or you just
I was
drilling?
No, hey, listen, we ran fifths and quarters. We would run after before we practiced and went into individuals and groups. We ran fifths, full fifths, bam. Man, I don't know how many it was, but you was used to kicking the game off. I had so much adrenaline after the game, man. It was pathetic. You was built. You was designed to play. And then see, like I was talking about Coach Jones. Now you talk about Coach Carson. He was a defensive genius.
Yes.
And so was Melvin Pete, Coach Melvin Pete. Those guys had perfected strategies, the continuity, how they want to do it. Now, I'm still in shambles. I really thought that we played the 46 before the Bears. And then when we saw the Bears with Richard Denton and all that kind of stuff, but
Okay.
somebody said that, he went and got it. But
Yeah.
I say that a lot of times they used to pick their brains and what have you, because a lot of the black colleges was ahead of their time, you
They
know,
were like
you
with
know.
Bill Walsh inviting Archie Cooley.
Yeah, the
A lot
spread
of people
offense.
red offense. I mean, when you go back and look into the '80s, you see a lot of power running, a lot of option style football was run, and then here comes Archie Cooley comes in with this innovative style. That
And Joe Gilliam,
yep,
Joe Gilliam Senior, and
yes,
Headache Hart, and all those guys.
Egg
Those
Hart,
guys,
yep, yep.
they was cerebral, and Coach Carson. Look what he did at Alabama State. Look what Coach Jones did at Alcorn.
Mm.
Those guys had a blueprint. They didn't go there and start losing. They won. And although he had the McNairs and all those kind of stuff, yeah, though it
But
was
so,
it,
what
it
all of those coaches, I want you to talk about the staff that Coach Gordon had during your tenure, and like the direction they went. Marino Cassim, you're talking about, my goodness, Coach Jones, and you hear those names come up. Coach Carson, obviously, Coach Judd. They follow in suit. But I just wanted to it's a headache, Collins. But just talk about where you were going in that direction. I just kind of want you to expand on that a little bit, just the staff, and because that's some swag royalty, man. When you really get
it,
into some of these names, and a lot of folks don't.
it, it,
Coach
it,
Mark,
it
Coach
it
Mark,
really is.
Coach
And when
Mark,
you yeah,
Cass.
and when you got to your trials, your pros, and all that kind of stuff, you was head of the gun, and you was physically better, and
He had
you're
our
running.
AD was Walter Reed at that time. He
Yes,
did. He
yes,
did
it was.
back you.
Yeah,
Yep, he did.
yeah, Walter Reed, yeah, Dr. Walter Reed. Yes, he did did a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna tell you something. We had Nike. We was probably one of the first black colleges to have Nike shoes and
The
Nike
red.
jerseys. We was that blue on blue, and then we can alternate it, that white on white, that ghost white. Oh man, and them red shoes, and then Sylvester Collins show is, and then kangaroos. Walter came back and he had the little kangaroo shoes, and he handed out, and we always on the cutting edge. And Dr. Peoples and Dr. Hefner, they supported us tremendously. We always was given the game ball. Hefner and Dr. Peoples, and Dr. Peoples left in was Dr. Hefner. We had Lord. Then we had the Blue Bingo Club, that very supportive, and what have you. And we wasn't the typical black college that didn't eat and all that. We ate well, especially during the football season. And of course, we had the wolf booties and the jungle juice for snacks and what have you. But but we ate well, and can't nobody say we didn't eat well, especially during the football season. But going back to the coaches, uh, they were spectacular. They was very innovative, and a lot of those guys came before their time. Had they came in this era, they wouldn't. They would have been sucked up. Well, sucked up by major colleges. Ole Miss tried to get Coach Carson on several occasions.
Mm.
Coach
Do you
P,
have do you
huh?
have any insight on why he chose to stay?
You know why? He
I just wanted you to explain it to us.
1964 nose guy. He played there. He
Yep.
he he bled. He bled the blue. And he knew what kind of guys he wanted. He said a pregame speech. Man, is probably one of the most prolific pregame speeches. He said, "I had a dream
Okay. Let's hear
that
it.
God sent His angel to me to give me the desires of my heart." He said, "As the angel and his golden chariot was going, and he was naming different cities like that. I went to Monroe, Louisiana, and I asked the Lord, can I be able to get Jackie Walker? He put Jackie Walker into my chariot. And then I said, I went, he went on and on. I'm just gonna say some names, and I went to Miami, and I, got Albert Goss, and I got Warren Plowden, and then, I went to Tyler, and I got this boy, and he went on. He said, I have a dream. And man, and listen, man, by that time you wanted to kick the doors completely out, man. And then just the way he just illustrated just, and then, what we have here is something that nobody else have, and that was the pride, like the first day, the first meeting, Coach Gordon said this, are you watching me? He said, welcome to Jackson State. And then at this time, the meeting's going to be over. But I want one thing in mind. I want you to remember one thing about Jackson State University. I'm going to say it again. One thing I want you to know about Jackson State University. Here at Jackson State University, education is number one. And football is number two.
With the same thing.
Listen, education is number one. Football is number two.
Got it, Coach.
Yeah, hey, listen, I was like, God, what have I got myself into, man? Hey, listen, and I thought that's one of the jokes, man. And we had so much pageantry, with the chants and the songs, and people would come early to the games and watch us do our man in the rear. Let me hear you cheer. Man on the side, you looking kind of wild. Man up front, your mama stayed drunk. I went to milk, but didn't know how. I milked the bull instead of a cow. And you should have seen what happened to me. That nasty old bull, it's all over me. I said, count off 1, 2, once again, 1, 2, break it on down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, that boy, hey, listen, people will love that. They love it. They love it. They love it.
Ooh, right. Hey, Brother Wise.
Yeah.
He said, Dim George said you got him doing jumping jacks right now.
Hey,
Hey.
man in the rear. Hey, let me hear your cheer. Hey, man up the side. Hey, look out the wide. Hey, yeah, that was, man. Listen.
Hey, can we get you? Hey, we need you in the locker room for that ULM game. I'm ready. I'm ready to go right now, man.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, you got a team by God. We had good supporters. We had Mr. Sonny, Mr. Liston, and he was just a good supporter. He'd come. He'd been around Jackson State since TB Ellis and what have you. And he said, we got a team. Right? Everybody say, got a team. We gonna fight. Yeah, we gonna fight. We gonna work. Yeah, we gonna work. And we gotta win. Yeah, we gonna win. We got a team by God, got a team. Got a team by God, got a team. Got a team by God, got a team by God, got a team by God, got a team. We're gonna fight by God, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight by God, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight by God, 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 we're gonna work. We're gonna work by God, we're gonna work. We're gonna work by God, we're gonna work by God, we're gonna work by God, we're gonna work. We're gonna win by God, we're gonna win. We're gonna win by man, listen.
Man, what happened to that?
Certain people, certain agents, they came to the university to destroy. They didn't come. They came to steal, kill, and destroy. The legacy, however, is still standing. One of the worst mistakes, the early part, you didn't win as a high school coach, and you come into a prestigious and immaculate program, a storied program,
Yes.
and you didn't have nothing to offer at all. And no.
I'm gonna say this though. I think what he did do is give us an opportunity to rekindle this thing. I think we're on the cusp of that. This is definitely a treat, man. As you guys,
Yeah.
everybody in the chat, make sure if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream, share it. You gave us so many things we can clip out. We can clip out this and post it all over the place because this is good stuff, man. This is
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Look, I want to do this because I know we can go on and on. I want to talk about just family. I know family is big with you. Wanted to just ask about. You talked about your mom and your dad and how, some great quotes and think about, you and your wife and the sons you guys raised. I want you to talk about your family and because you got some play. Most folks don't know you got sons in the NFL right now, so I want to definitely touch on that and let you just basically, share what it is that you would be willing to share within this.
Well, have a beautiful wife. My wife is Sheila, and we've been married for 30 years, and
Congratulations,
we
man.
got
Yes.
4 handsome boys. Deatrich, Daniel, and Solomon.
Yep.
I got 1 daughter-in-law, and 2 grandsons, and I think I just been blessed, been in support, and then all through the years, and you know, played, tried out and there a little bit, they call it practice rosters back in the day, and then played in Canada, had an opportunity there, and then my farewell was arena football. Did well, and so met my wife in the latter parts of my football career, but been very supportive, and um, I want to be a college professor, but I end up being a teacher and what have you, high school teacher, and middle school teacher, elementary teacher, and and my shot goes out to Dr. Evans and Dr. Hill Williams,
Mm.
and they was great mentors while I was at Jackson State. I was in the phys ed program and what have you, and I was in the science program under Dr. Washington and what have you. But I've been blessed and been supportive, and behind every successful man, there is a wife or a good
Amen.
woman,
Absolutely.
and she been a football mom, so she's been around the game a long time, and Dietrich has been blessed. He's with the Patriots, and Daniel was with the Commanders and the Chiefs, and he's in transition, right now, looking to get picked up. And my son Solomon was in the USFL, and then he played a little arena football this past year. So football family, man, and love it, love it. And they, you know, and I say this, and I close. My wife had gave me a check to pay the daycare center, and I looked at the check, and I was like, "What?" And it's back. This it's back in the early 2090s, man. I said, "What?" So I started taking the boys. She didn't find out till about halfway through the season that I was taking the kids to practice and get the cooler, the stuff, and all this kind of stuff, and trucks and the toys, and they play over at the sand pit by the long jump pit, and they did that, then they started being ball boys and they start hanging around the position they want to play, and the same thing with I do shot put and discus. That's one of my favorites,
Mhm.
and they all learn how to play defensive end, the defensive line, and all that kind of stuff, and throw the shot put and discus, and hey, been blessed, and but a lot of it, and then a lot of it's your wife, being able to accept it, but she's military, 22 years in the military, that kind of stuff. So hey, she didn't spare the rod to spoil the child. So it was good coming from both ends. She wasn't soft. she, she wasn't soft. So, but
Somebody wants
uh,
you to be the new voice of the vet. I ain't
hey,
say, I didn't say it this time, y'all, but I seconded it, third it, and fourth it, and 52. But
Hey,
keep going. I ain't mean to cut you out.
no, you're good, man. And then a bunch of spirit, and then got the foundation, the Wise Up Foundation, and doing good things. Got Bridge to Trade. We feed the hungry veterans, or the veterans, not so much the homeless, but the veterans in every capacity. We got some outreach. We have a football camp, Wise Big Man Football Camp. It's blowing up. Nothing but for offense and defensive linemen. It's one day, and it's awesome, and it really is. And got kids going to school and colleges and what have you, and that's what it's all about, to give back. Service is the price that you pay for the space you occupy.
That's exactly right. That's what we're doing over here.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing, man. And my hats off to you, TD, and your crew, brother Ken. And I just can't say enough about what you're doing. It's epic, and I'm catch the fever. I caught the fever the first time I did it, and got a chance to come on, and I love it. I love it, and I want to say this: we need to celebrate for halftime. I would love to see a celebration of your legacies. How many times have they asked the family of Walter or Jackie Slater to come back and just let the crowd clap for him? And we know Liam Barney is in a little old and a little feeble right now, but just to show his picture up on the jumbotron, and you know, you know,
Right.
those kind of things.
We're at the point now, and I know Zoe's not on tonight. And we talk about this all the time. He has been all week when we were home. Anyone that would listen, he said the same thing. Like,
Oh, wow.
what would it take? And I met Jackie Slater, myself and Marcus. We were out here at the beginning of last year, NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. He was pretty disconnected. I gave him a J hat. We gave him one, and he warmed up to us a little later. We talked with him outside, but I was kind of starstruck because I'm like, damn, it's Jackie Slater, and I was so pretty awesome to talk with him. We supposed to have Vernon Perry on pretty soon, possibly next week.
Yeah, another awesome guy. He supported, and a good mentor to me over the years and what have you, and just talking, and that's one thing about back in our day, the guys will go off the pros, but they'll come back and tell you what's going on.
Yep.
And see, and that was, and the mistakes I made sure my boys didn't make that mistake. And Vernon Am and the rest of them, Larry White, those kind of guys, they make sure, like, man, you can't be doing that. You got to work. You got to do, bam. And so they was very instrumental. I mean, it's just, bam, and they'll come back and coach. And Big C was a blessing to come back. Carl Roberts was a blessing to come back and help with his expertise. He probably had some of the best lineman. He was fundamental. He was a technician, and you had folks like James Wagner, Leonis Wagner. He has about like 12 different names and what have you. But those guys came back and just gave. But the first day you came to the defensive meeting, you watched. As a whole, you watched the highlight films of the last year, and that was way before. There wasn't a whole lot of folks doing that. And then TB Ellis, a little history fact, we was probably one of the first historical black colleges to film, and TB Ellis had brought cameras and started filming. That was just out of this world.
I would give anything to watch some of those films right now, man.
I wish if we can find them out the garbage can.
I know. I almost want to swing on that dude, man, if I see him, but I don't. Yeah, man. And I just think it's a travesty that we allowed that whoever, not we, but whomever,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yes,
Hey,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
hey,
Yes, sir.
yeah, Mr. Wise, man, I really have enjoyed you and listening to you. But you said something a while back when it was making me think of how much of a family, how historic and that those teams were, and the conditioning and and the things that was instilled in y'all by that coaching staff. And I'm sitting here kind of like with goosebumps, like, wow. I'm saying, listening to the cheer and everything. And I remember we had Leon Seals on last week, and he said, I asked him, I said, were you afraid or nervous when you went to the pros? And he gave me the same answer that you gave me. He said, no. He said, Jackson State prepared me for the pros.
Hey, listen, you had to run 2 miles. You had under a certain minute when you got there. I don't care if you was 175 pounds or 200 or 300 pounds, and you had to make it. If not, you're gonna run Judge Trail until you got it. And listen, Leon up front, or, Herman Walls used to run. Steve Mont was a good runner, and then see, I could run for days, man. The James Harp, them cats could run, man. We could run,
It's a defensive
run.
lineman?
Listen, we could run. Hey, I can't remember the times, but we was finishing, 2 miles at, the weight we was, you know, 15, 14, 13, 14 minutes, man, and rolling, and you're gonna make it. And if you didn't, God bless you. And man, yeah, hey, listen, people,
Wow.
hey, we was in shape. You came. I can't. Man, listen, I swam in the summer. I did a whole lot of stuff. But make a long story short, you was prepared. You was physical. You could physically take the wheel out of your opponents
Yep.
because you was in so much shape. Listen, and I'm gonna say this, and I know you got to get ready to go. Listen, when you got there,
Good.
to not so weed you out, to test your intestinal fortitude. We had the Dust Bowl, and you goon team. I don't care how good you was. You like when I came down, I gooned for the first team, and I came hard every day. And the rest of the 83, most of us gooned. There's a few didn't have to goon, but most of us gooned. But then when they do that Dust Bowl, the Dust Bowl is that they take us to the field that didn't have no grass,
Mm.
and it's lined off. And then, hey, and you play. The coaches referee the game, and bam, it separates the boys from the men.
Hmm.
And that was real. And listen, like the class of '83, we was dusting them so bad, the upperclassmen knew like this was a special group. This ain't no ordinary. These not ordinary cats. Hey, listen, they made some of the guys that hadn't been playing the Dust Bowl. I ain't playing with these crabs, these freshmen. You come on out here, come get yourself some.
Go get
You
you some.
need some. You need something, and we wore them out. And then the discipline that we had. If you miss class, if you want to, or curfew, if you want to, you up at 4 o'clock, running to the Metro Center with Judge.
Dang.
You miss a class if you want, miss curfew if you want to. But we had fun, but you got to be disciplined, and you couldn't have good teams not being disciplined.
Y'all listening? I hope our Tigers are listening, man. I
Hey,
hope they
listen,
are, man.
we had fewer penalties. We was always in the top 5 in defense and what have you, all categories, scoring, turnovers, man, sacks. Now, I played the run because one time Coach Carson say run, and I say, is that a play, Coach Carson? I just only play pass. I would pass.
You get some quarterback.
Hey, run. What's that? Is that a play? Hey, listen. Who was it? I think it was Cameron Collins patting his head one time. Coach Carson said, "Ain't that?" Hey, shit, is that a play? Ain't no goddamn play. Ain't no play. Shit. Stay your ass in the game. That ain't no play. Yes, sir. But
they wanted you to say something about Mr. Roy Curry. Can you say a word about Mr. Roy Curry? That's from Benji.
Roy Curry. Help me out, man. Help me out.
I don't know.
Hey, Roy Curry, give me a minute. And let it come back to me. Not on the tip of my tongue right now.
Okay.
However, if it hit me back, next
Legendary
time.
quarterback. That's what he is. Roy Curry, legendary quarterback. That's what Greg Connors just said.
Okay.
Great JSU quarterback from the 60s. Oh, okay. That was
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Trent. Thank you very much. Don't know, but I know John McKenzie. I know Poke Chop. I know them cats and
Yeah.
Mitchell and Boyd. And I should know them, but however, hey, I next time I'll be just a little bit.
Said he sounded like the football team and the band was on the same workout regimen. Said they had to run to the mall too. My goodness.
And well, the band was on a whole nother level.
You know what? I do remember Roy Curry. He did throw to the Richardson brother. I remember.
Yeah. Now you're talking. Yes. Yeah.
I remember an interview with Willie Richardson. I know he passed away, and they was talking about Gloucester Richardson, the Richardsons. I do remember that, and they talked about Roy Curry. Yep, I do remember that. Willie talked about him extensively. Quarterback with Willie Richardson. That's right. He asked how was the band back then? He already discussed on that. Which Pork Chop? Because my pop's nickname played O-line. Pork Chop.
Is he from Mobile, Alabama? What's his name?
Tank, what's
his name? Derek McCall. That's what's his name.
Oh, you're talking about Coach McCall. That's right, Pork Chop.
Pork Chop. Yeah. Derek McCall. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. And
I talked to Calvin Younger. He sent me a photo, man. Of that was pretty dope, man. He sent me a photo of all the quarterbacks I think that came in during that time. I think Shannon was on there.
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah, probably had Melvin Pete, Parker Gomez, Shannon Boyd, the boy from
I tell you what, I got it for you. Hold on, let me send this to you. I'm gonna send you this photo because he sent it to me. Go ahead, TD. You got it, brother. He sent this. And you probably can identify all of them. I just sent it to you. So
I was gonna ask you, coming up, did any of your boys show any interest in HBCUs?
Yes. That was one of our pledges. You visited HBCU. They grew up on Hampton University campus with Joe Taylor. I was the head coach for the arena football team, the Norfolk Nighthawks, and I would just go over and just watch Coach Taylor. He was another spectacular coach, and the boys would grow up. The boys grew up around that way, and they liked it, And they all took visits to Jackson State University. You have to pay homage. It was good enough for me. It's good enough for you. If you're good, they'll find you, especially in this day of time. And so they, Jackson State. They came to Jackson State, and that's it. That first row is Calvin Younger, Rick Jones. That's John McKenzie, Gomez Parker, Shannon Boyd, and the alias infamous Melvin Pete Jr. That's who that is right there. Oh wow!
Your photo, man. It's in your chat. It's in your.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's them. That's
what he's talking about. The photo I just sent to the group chat.
The photo. Yeah, that's them. Yeah.
Evan sent that to me last week, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We got to get Shannon Boyd on there.
Oh man, Doc Bonds, Ice Bond, man. Listen, Doc Bonds, man, was before his time, man. You break your leg, he said, put ice on it. Ice. Doc Bonds he was good. And listen, And as a black college team, we had a physician and a dentist. We,
Look at
on the sideline all the time with Doc Bonds. Uh, he was over the infirmary. I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me. But we had those guys. And man, we was professional. Coach Gordon was just first class, and mm, and I'm just duplicating success, and that's what my dad said. Learn how to duplicate success.
Right.
The chances are you won't you know you you won't stray to the left or right. But
I'm gonna share this photo, and I'm gonna let you do that again because I know everybody not don't know what we're talking about, but I'm gonna throw this up on the screen.
yeah.
There you
Uh,
go.
all right. Number 17
Calvin
is
Young.
Kevin Younger. Rick Jones is number 10. John McKenzie is number 1. Parker Gomez, all the way from Arizona, number 14. Mississippi Finest, Shannon Board, number 12. And number 16 is Melvin Rifle P.
That's
Yes,
I said.
yeah. That's who
These
they
are
are.
all quarterbacks, man. All quarterbacks.
And it was thick in the house. It was real thick. It was real on the field.
He
Yes,
talked
sir.
about Calvin talked about how we I know WC had so many players, man. How the football dorm would be full. I think he mentioned about 40 other players in a whole nother dorm. That's kind of how it was. They usually always keep about anywhere from 7 to 10 quarterbacks. Man, it was deep, deep. Like, man,
Yeah, yeah, and it was tough. And the same thing with linemen, man, especially in the spring. We just made it. We made it that if a walk on coming back out of here, you got to be good. And they come out in the spring. I remember Big Boy from Chicago came. Man, he was just mammoth, and but he wasn't physical. He wasn't. Hey, you got to be physical, and he gonna call himself going up against Darrell Hall and all them cats, and the Hoover. They just you just what is not your cup of tea. You know,
yeah.
not your cup of tea. And it hey, it's hey,
You know
it's
what? This has been a treat. Listen, you welcome to come back. I think there's so much we can talk about. I'd love to have you on and talk some football. I listen. I don't. We never overstep our bounds, man. But I don't see how you could see this and hear what you guys are saying and not feel the urge to reconnect with our greats of yesteryear, man. And I just think you guys have a wealth of value for the current program. You know what I mean? This has blessed us tremendously, and I'm
yes.
not even playing. I can only imagine.
Hey, hey,
The,
thank you.
yeah, I can only imagine the players that will put that uniform on now. I think they really that needs to be a bridging of the gap for
Well
for.
said.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a bridging of the gap, and I just every time I say this, brother Wise, I just have to reiterate don't like we have to stop taking suggestions so personal as if it's like some type of personal attack on those that are doing you could be doing a phenomenal job and still not really be considering that's why you need multiple parties in the room. Most of the very successful people will put a lot of people in the room that's more intelligent than them, you know what I mean, and let
That
them
that's
take it to the
wisdom.
next level.
Yes.
Insecurity is one of them things where you really either want to be surrounded by yes men or idiots. And I don't think that's a
Right.
very
And
healthy room. Um, but it's just my take
and,
on that. But
and when Coach Gordon was surrounded, you see, he surrounded himself around, and I learned that from him. And I want to shout out to Miss Vivian Gordon, Coach Gordon's wife.
yes.
They model excellent for us. Them two modeled. You see them
Mm.
together, they're holding hands, open the door for 'em. Excellent. And then just what you're doing now, we used to have Meet the Tigers and have a little dinner for them, and people they would come. They would come here. They have all the tables set up in the AA center, and every player will get up and introduce himself, and bam, and you felt such a part of it. And people want listen. You get a sack, you get a free haircut. Down there. Get my shoes done. Back in the day, you just couldn't throw shoes away. You had leather bottoms. Go down to Mr. Dennis on that corner right across from
Yeah,
the Masonic Temple, right bam.
yeah,
You had the fish stop, you had the shoe and the barber shop on that side right there. And
yep,
I get me a fade and bam. And listen, how nurturing was the educators. And I'm finna close on this one.
yes.
Dr. Love was the department chair of English. My freshman year, and I'm ending with this, my freshman year, I just sort of half did a paper. Didn't have no computers. I went to school with a elite, forgot the name of it, typewriter. It weighed about 100 pounds. And I just did it, just tack, 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 tack.
My dad had one.
Right. Dr. Love came to the football dome and told somebody, I said, man, you lying, man. I mean, Dr. Love ain't looking for me. And she had her London fog on and a scarf around her head. She said, meet me over there. I walked over there. She said, what is this? Let me give me a piece of paper real quick. What is this? She said, don't you ever turn. And she didn't know. I guess she didn't know me. She didn't know me. And I stayed with her until my junior year, and I was in another class trying to get out, and she came in. She said, "Make sure everybody in this class is supposed to be in here." Oh, I see one that's supposed to be in my class. I was like, "Oh Lord, have mercy!" Bam.
Wow.
And then it wasn't until my senior year I took English and that under Dr. Deese, and she was just another impactful. Uh, she was very impactful and just communicating and talking I took speech. I took all the stuff that and then back in the day you players would be d and duh, bam. I wanted to make sure, man, I represented and represented my my family, my community, my school, my coaches, and
Yes.
that listen, there's nothing, hey, yeah, there's nothing, I people say it, and I'm leaving. I'm ready when y'all are. If I had to do it all over again, I would. I would, man. So uh, it's beautiful. It was very beautiful, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity,
Man, the
TD and
pleasure's all mine.
brother Clark, man, and you got my
Hey,
support.
can I ask something here
Yeah.
before you depart?
Yes.
Um, First, I wanted to say, exactly, King has been preaching the you about the alumni uniting, and there's been a passion of his definitely for the last few months. And to hear that you said with the urgency and the passion that you are saying it with, I hope a lot of times as Ken was speaking, we don't adjust the thing and accept thing because it's not our ideal. And although it become a good ideal, we won't take it because we want to allow our pride to drop because it wasn't ideal. In the success of it, we can't take the credit for it. So we
Pre-
got to learn how to drop our pride because our pride comes just before the fall.
yeah, and your haughtiness, and the haughtiness is all huffy. You're correct,
Sure.
and it's not about uh, who thought of it, and bam, and no, and see that's what made us successful. Nobody who cared who get the glory.
Yes.
Yes.
We knew Leon Sales was the sack master, Doctor Sack. What
Mhm.
nobody getting mad at? You better get you some. I said, tell him, man, you meet me or beat me. I'm finna get this,
Yes, sir.
man. And proud of the Jackies and all those cats. It was proud of them. And then we watch them on TV, man. Those are dudes.
Right.
And that's the unselfish concern, the altruism that all of us have to learn is the unselfish concern for the welfare of our brothers. And man, listen, hey, if we do that, sky is the limit. Hey,
And Ken always say
think-
what this right here would do for recruiting in the catapults of Jackson
What?
State.
You know
What
what?
this would do.
Can I jump? Can I insert something in? I
Yeah.
got some on me that I got to get off. You know what's attractive? Love.
What's that? Yes, yes, sir.
You know how many people come to this platform that's not Jackson State Tigers, but
Yeah.
it's something about the way we love our stuff. And I
Man,
think when you love you in a way where you celebrate you, it can be some onlookers. They like, damn, man, I hear you talking, but that over there is different. And I'm saying it this way because I'm close enough, brother Wise, to
yes,
some of
sir.
the players.
Yeah,
And I
you're
it's
right.
my opportunity now because I talk to these players after they leave, some of them, and we for the last few years. I'm not gonna act like I'm got it for the last few years, and every last one of them say the same thing. We had brother Shane Hooks, in
Yeah.
the last, he was like, I don't know if it was gonna be receiving. And this is one of the things I noticed. Even the brothers that left Jackson State to go to other schools, they probably will never go back to them schools ever in their life again. I ain't
No.
asking Niles this, but I don't know if Niles gonna go back up to Columbia, Missouri. I don't know. Maybe he will. I don't know if Shane's gonna go back to Auburn. But one thing I do know is the love that they got from Jackson State was just different. It's a different type of environment. It's something that's different. And I'm sorry, y'all. We're in Jackson, Mississippi, one of the most highly disrespected, I would just say, pissed-on cities. We always count it out. We're resilient as hell.
Yeah,
Y'all
very
look
much
down.
so.
We're overlooked. Nobody's checking for Jackson like that.
No.
So if we ain't gonna love us, who will?
Who will? Who else?
Yeah. So my point in saying that is, I feel like I love when y'all come on here and y'all say it, because I keep feeling like, hell, if it gets said over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it might register and we might get some things. Now, I'm gonna say this again. That is not saying that we aren't doing great things right now.
That's right. That's right.
But I am of the mindset that TD, what did I tell you? We was talking about the interview that we did from Monday. We had Brother Connor on, and I threw out some suggestions for the interview. TD said, I thought we was already doing that. I said, no, it's not. I'm not saying that we're not doing that. I just want to stay mindful of the opportunities of how we can get better at doing this. That's all it was. Because sometimes when you say that, it's like, well, I'm doing that. And I used to always say that. My mom or my dad would correct me. I say, well, I'm already doing that. So, well, I'm not telling you this because you're not doing it. If I'm basically keeping this thing tight and we want to get better. You can go from good to great, and there's nothing wrong with trying to be better. So with that being said, that's not to say that there aren't some great things happening right now.
That's right.
But I think we all have discovered, because when we say it, it sounds like we just talking smack. But when you guys come and say it, it's like, oh, this is a real thing. And with you saying it, it adds validity to it. And I think there's an opportunity. So we're going to say we have a phenomenal opportunity right now to really grow what we're doing.
Yeah. A great platform.
Yes, sir.
Great. I was in New Orleans going to a store and somebody hollered out, D-Row. They call me D-Row. That's my daddy's name. But the guys at Jack State didn't like calling me Deatrich. So they called me D-Row, or the Alley Bigfoot Gangster. So, and I was with a guy from the University of Tennessee. He said, man, hey, we was down there, I was trying out down there in New Orleans, the same. And he said, man, how is it that they know you? I said, man, he know me from Jackson State. He said, man, it ain't like that, is it? I said, man, you know what? We had an off week. And he goes and say, I said, I tell you what, I'm going to the game anyway. Do you want to go? Now I said, tell you, when I get to the game, it's going to take me 5 minutes to get out the parking lot because I got to holler at folks. We're going to go up to the gate to get in. I got to mingle in the BAM, and then when I get into the stadium, I got to okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo! I got BAM. He said, "Oh, you lying." He said, "If I pay for, we got a hotel." He said, I pay for everything, but if it ain't like that, BAM." Got there, man. His mouth was wide open. He said, "Golly." He said, "How long ago you been gone from here?" I said, "No matter how long you gone from here, a tiger wants to take." He said, "Man, and then I talked to him often. He said, I mean, those guys don't even talk to each other. I talk to most of I man from gold toe. If you play Jackson State, I'd talk to you. I call Laverna. I call this guy. And then it's the mutual bond and bam. If you played and put that J on your helmet, man, listen, I was in the airport with my family when the kids was young, and um, one of the professors holler out, "Hello, Mr. Wise." And my wife looking at me like, I said, "Hey, this is Jackson State, baby. This is Jackson State, and this is back in the '90s." And I was like, "Man," she said, And then when we go and visit, listen, I went to the fish thing over there at Valley Street,
Valley Street Fish House. Yeah.
and somebody holler at, say, "You ain't hitting on nothing. You wouldn't hit on nothing there. You ain't hit on nothing, Deatrich Wise." My wife said, "Did you go to class, or was you just was you just hanging out?" I said, "Look, let me tell you something. I was a scholar. I had me a 3.5, if not better. I was a scholar, and I didn't want judge to be waking me up. Listen, man, listen, man. The camaraderie, the pageantry,
Yes,
the
sir.
love. They know it. That's why they've been
Yeah.
trying to destroy Jackson State for so many years. The
So many
University
years.
of Jackson and University of Mississippi in Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, that bull jump. Man,
This
Ronald Mason.
bam, and this, and then you come up and you had $35 million you've been hiding for 70 years. That all of a sudden, bam, and bam. No, what you said is true. And I saw uh, Jackie up in New England. His son played, and it was beautiful. It was three Jackson State products, son playing for the Patriots. Wise, Slaughter, and Coleman. There's a guy, but he didn't play no sports, but he went to Jackson State. I said, "Is that beautiful?" And then next time I get a chance, I'm gonna find that picture. All of us took a picture together.
Mm.
Hey, eh, and then last year I saw Bolton up there. When he got drafted, I saw him, and
Yeah.
of course, I had this on right here. Oh, that didn't hurt you on that one. I had that J O up in there. Oh, I didn't hurt it. My bad. I didn't mean to do that to you. Remix.
I got
Remix. Hey, I didn't mean to do y'all like that. I had that blue on. So I go that blue on blue. Hey, I still dress the same as I played. I go to
you just had me looking under my shirt to see if I had something to show.
you
I
don't
ain't got
have one, but
I
I'm
ain't
gonna I'm gonna get your gear. Hey, but this gear right here is exclusive.
I love
Ex-
it, man. I got a couple of questions before you
yeah,
go.
right. Yes, sir.
Number
Yes,
one
sir.
question is which games are you gonna make it to this year?
Got to make it to homecoming.
Okay.
Got to make it to that Alcorn game. My wife and we gonna go to the Texas Southern game, and
I will be there. Houston.
yeah, I gotta be
So
there.
so we TD and I went to all 11 games last year. We plan on, doing it again this year because
Yeah.
we do the media thing. So please make sure whenever you come and you let us know. And we want to definitely that's the first thing. I don't even think we asked you what you're currently doing. Are you still teaching, coaching? What do
I
you got?
I I am. Somebody say another love TKO. I don't want to give it up right now. Just keep me active. The kids keep me young, and then I got my baby grandson Champ, Amir Wagner. I mean Amir Wendell Wise, but I call him Champ. He keeps me going, man. That
So
cat,
Hey,
man.
hey,
Hey,
Deatrich,
look.
hey,
Uh,
Deatrich, I'm not gonna rest well tonight because this question has been burning within me for about 45 minutes now, and I'm not gonna sleep well if I don't ask this question.
okay.
And this is what I want to ask the last time. I'm constantly looking at that picture behind you, and an issue had arrived a few
which
months
one,
ago.
TD?
Yeah, the number 90. But
Okay.
the picture behind you.
Yeah,
Can't help but notice the trim of red.
that's
What
right.
that
Okay.
red
Oh, you.
mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
talk, preacher. Preach, preacher. I'm listening. I got something for you. Don't finish.
What does that hint of red mean to you? Because earlier this year or end of last year, it was a whole big thing about we just need to be blue and white. So what does that hint of red mean to you?
Well, uh, first of all, W.C. Gordon, he is a connoisseur. He is a jazz classic. He was so
Jazz.
fashionable. He loved jazz. He was a well dressed man, and what have you. So uh, the red highlighted the blue. See how it stands out
Yes, sir.
like that, and it makes it look good. We had for the leggings, we had blue leggings. That's the thing. We was professional. First of all, when we got there, got to the pros, you already knew how to dress. You can see the other schools had mismatched socks, mismatched shoes. Everybody had white shoes, or everybody had black shoes. Everybody had red shoes. And then one time, my shoes didn't come in. I wore 15. Hey, guess what? Had to. I sprayed. Hey, Judge, you better do something. That was Coach Hughes. You better figure it out. When they spray paint them shoes red, had some white and spray painted them red. Everybody looked unisons.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we took the picture this spring, that is my red shirt freshman year.
Is that at the vet?
You better know it. That's at
Oh yeah,
Jackson.
that's definitely the best. Oh, that's
That is
definitely.
at.
That's for the
Hey,
renovation.
and that guy, no, yeah, put him in. And that guy that used to say, "And good evening and welcome
Ah,
to
Jimmy.
Jackson State University against Southern Jaguars." He said, "Jaguars."
We
And
need
welcome to the vet.
we need him back.
But that red is significant. We never wore red on red. And we had every time we got the new blues, the new whites, we got the new reds, but it was never. We'll play the white on white and have maybe the blue socks, or you throw the red in it. We'll take the white tops, blue tops, white bottoms,
Yep.
but it was never red. So you remember we went up to play in Boise and they
Mm-hmm.
beat us in the snow 3 points. That's back when Big C Name was playing, and Boise beat them by 3. Now we was in the Division One AA 12 times, and we was 0 and I can't hear you 0
Hmm.
and then a lot of them was 3 points or less. But no, that red was significant. We had a champion uniform of all the colors, and we had Nike. But when Hefner came, Hefner was classy.
Mm.
Hefner, hey, I don't know what the Nike and what, hey, only Nike. They had stuff from Walmart. Valley and them had stuff from Walmart, from Kmart. We coming at and they was intimidated just by how we came on the field. We had the tops
Yeah.
and come back, had little shimmies.
Yeah. Them shimmies.
I listen. Summertime, we had the blue jet, we had the winter jet, and we had the nets, the mess for the summer. It's hot.
That was on the
They had
picture
the
that he
jersey.
just showed.
Yeah. And that's one of the mess. But bam. But other than that, though, man, hey, Jackson Fair, Jackson dear, thee I love, my dear old college home. Thee I love, wherever I may roam. Jackson Fair, Jackson dear, hail to thee. Yes, hail to thee. Yes, hail to thee. Yes, hail to thee. You love that voice, don't you? Love it. Hail to the college of my heart. Hey, hey, hey.
Let's go. We gotta get you
Gotta
back
go.
on,
Hey,
man. Hey, I got one
gotta
more
go,
question.
baby. Gotta go. Yeah, go
One
go
more
ahead on.
question.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna be watching the games, right?
Yes. And they got the thing now. Hey, look, I got some ways. I've been watching. I mean, I'll be watching the games.
So listen, I'm saying that for this reason. I'm gonna make sure you watch the games, and if you watch the games, when we come back on to do that recap, I gotta at least get you back. Sheila Wise. Oh, they got Miss Wise that popped up in the chat. Hey, Miss
Hey.
Wise.
Hey.
Hey, is that it? Hey, is that it's time you to go? It's time you to go.
Yeah. No. Hey, TD, that's our cue. Shit, that's that. We didn't have you didn't have long enough.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, this is but look, I'm gonna reach out to you now.
Yeah,
So we
hey,
do that
listen.
recap. I don't even care if it's 10 minutes. Hop up, give your take. You got to come back, man, and show us.
I love football and and analyzing and
we got to have you on.
yeah, well, and
the
what
post-game
and I
recap.
appreciate it. I really appreciate it,
Yeah.
and thank y'all once again so
Yes, sir.
much for the love and the opportunity to share my version and of my experience at Jackson State. But hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It was real, man. It was for real because Coach Gordon could recruit, Judge could recruit, all uh, Jones could recruit, all of them. Hey, and I love you guys, man, and you got my support.
Thank
And
you.
I may elevate from another level, but right now I am a bronze. Well, I can't hear you, Coach. A I'm a member.
Hey, you know what? Hey, it's all good. We gonna work on it. We gonna work on it. We gonna work on it. It's all good.
All right,
Thank you.
man. Hey, thank you guys. Love you once again.
Man.
And fired up, J State. Fired up, man.
Just don't fired up, J State. Just don't do it while the team got the ball on offense.
Right.
That's all right. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Now you got me in touch right now.
That's okay. That's all good. Hey, you got to do it.
Man. Can't
All
wait
right.
to see.
Hey, will do, man. Hey, you got me, man. All right. In a minute. Yes,
Peace
sir.
out, brother. Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Said he did an excellent job. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Mama Wise. Thank you for allowing us for 2 hours. Man, that was outstanding. That was a treat, bro. That was a treat, man.
Yes.
Whew, man, I'm full, man. Hey, speaking of that merch, y'all, pre-order still up. Go to KC-1400media.com. I ain't gonna say a whole lot. That was just I don't want to go into nothing else, really. We really could. That was kind of a mic drop moment, man. One of the best I think interviews we've had quite a while. I told you, TD, what I say. I said I think this is gonna be a good one here. I could sense, when we was talking prior to the show, energy was amazing. And I'm like, man, this is gonna be a treat. So we're blessed to be able to do this, you guys, and I just, man, I'm tickled pink, bro. What a show! What a show! What a show! What a show, man! I guess we can end it here, y'all. I ain't gonna make y'all stay much longer. But yeah, man, I'll let you. You got thoughts? What's your thoughts, man? Takeaways? What you got before we close this thing out, man?
I'm actually pretty fired up. I've learned so much over the course of these interviews, and it made me kind of, wish I was able to attend a lot of those games during that time. But what I'm hoping and praying for right now is that something that was said here tonight that is being said on the screen catch fire, set ablaze, and blow up to get to where it once was. Because, man, there was some nuggets here that this team right here definitely could use, man. And I'm telling you, that ULM game, all those chants and cheering and stuff that he was doing.
I wish everybody, I wish all the greats pull up, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that'd be awesome. So that's all I'm saying on that, man. Screaming. Shout out to Mr. Calvin Younger as well.
Yeah,
I know he was a part of that team, man. The Fanatics. I hope he's watching, man. We appreciate you as well, sir. So, man, that was awesome. I didn't know what to expect, but that was awesome.
Yes, it was. Hey, man, we got brother Fred McRae coming on Friday. We're gonna close the week out. Next week we got brother Andre Lloyd and Vernon Perry that's what the schedule says. So we're gonna follow up and make sure we can do what we do as we get prepared. Hell, we 2 weeks away. TD, listen, in 2 weeks, brother, we're gonna be doing the final show with a ULM preview, getting ready to go to Monroe to kick some Warhawk ass. All right. That's what we're looking to do, baby. All right, man. That's all I got, man. Shout out to you guys, man, for sticking with us this long. If you'd like to donate to the platform, you can look at the ticker at the bottom: Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Givelify, whatever. Every dollar goes towards the growth of the platform. Listen, y'all. We heading over to Canton, Ohio at the end of the month, man. See brother Dent, TD, and KT Dub are going up there with me. And we coming, man. We coming to get that content, and we're going to try to make sure whatever's happening that week, you guys got eyes on it. And may not be important to nobody else, but it's important to us. So we're going to continue to do the work that we are called to do. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do it. What that? What you got? Thought TD was getting ready to do an altar call. Hey, no, man, it's all good, bro. But listen, man, hey, we'll close it out with that, man. I appreciate you guys. Hell of a show. This is fun. We'll be back on Friday, and we'll do what we do, man. We did have the announcement did break for the new show opportunity. I won't touch on that tonight. I thought Zoe would have been on, but he's been extremely busy lately. Whenever he do come back up, it probably will be sometime next week. I don't think he'll be on Friday either, but we'll see, and we'll go from there. But nevertheless, let's call it a night, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Be love. Go Tigers, baby.
Tigers.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.